This is Mackenzie. Hey, this is Owen. Don't forget to like our show and subscribe.
This podcast is brought to you by the Love and Kindness Project Foundation. What is one thing that you could do to think, speak, or act kindly today? Go to loveandkindnessproject.org to learn more. Before we begin this podcast, if you or someone you know is in crisis or needs emotional support, there are tools that can help. So get yourself a pen and paper or open a note-taking app on your phone or computer. Feel free to pause this episode while you get yourself ready. The episode starts at 1 minute and 6 seconds. You can call Talk Suicide Canada at 1-833-456-4566. You can text 45645, which is coming in the fall of 2023. In Canada, you can also call 988, the Kids Help Phone at 1-800-668-6868. The Trans Lifeline in Canada is 1-877-330-6366. And in the United States, 1-877-565-8860, or call 911. You are not alone, and you do not have to be alone. I would like to honor and recognize the traditional and unceded territories of the Katzie, Kwantlen, and Semiahmoo nations on whose territory I live, work, and play. Welcome to We Are the ADHD Family Podcast. This podcast is meant to chronicle our journey with ADHD, autism, and other discoveries along the way. I reach out to advocates, experts, individuals, and other families that want to raise their voices and empower those on their journey. My name is Mark Smeets, and I am passionate about removing barriers for others through creating connections and building on strengths and practical problem solving. I am married to Siobhan, a parent to 2 wonderful kids, and all of us have ADHD. I want you to feel like you have power and hope. And now, into the episode. So I went downstairs and I had a really good joke about ADHD that I wanted to tell my son. And I said to Owen, "Hey Owen, what does Anakin Skywalker and ADHD have in common?" Now I had the punchline in the back of my head and I was about to say it. He stops, turns around and he goes, "Anger issues?" Welcome to Adventures with Mark. I'm only half kidding about that. Actually, quite honestly, it's September 18th, and the week of September 4th, aside from the kids going back to school, I was not expecting that much action in my life. Holy cow. So I had 2 major presentations take place. One was to the city of Surrey, and the other one was actually to the BC government. On September 6th, I made a presentation to the city to start a pilot project to bring in regularly scheduled sensory swim times. I've spent the past few months working on this, putting it together, and I was able to get a lot of support. I was able to get it from our federal and provincial government. I was able to get it from advocacy groups and people that I knew, and also the Business Improvement Association even jumped on it as well. So this was a big deal. On September 8th, the advocacy group that I'm with, which is the ADHD Advocacy Society of BC, we made a presentation to the BC government and 5 separate BC ministries. So I wanted to share my speech with you. Now, October is also ADHD Awareness Month, and I really wanted to have this speech published at the start of this, and that's why I'm going to release it that week. Plus, I also had the chance to be on the radio. Twice. The first time was with the CBC and Gloria Makarenko on their show, The Afternoon Drive. And basically, I was given the opportunity to talk about the presentation for the swim times to the city. And number 2 was being on the CBC again, but this time with Stephen Quinn on the early edition. And the early edition is like at 10 after 7 in the morning. But a friend of mine recommended me as a guest interviewee about exclusion in schools. Both of them were a lot of fun to do. I'm going to leave a link to each of the interviews in the show notes so you can hear them. And that's it for now. I wanted to give you a taste of sort of what's coming up. And as always, I hope you get value from these episodes.
Thank you for listening to our show.
If you're hearing this message, you've reached the end of the episode. And for that, I want to say thank you. I hope you have enjoyed what you've heard and are walking away with newfound knowledge.
We are the ADHD family.
see you soon for a new episode. I have 3 things to ask of you. Number 1, if you have any comments, questions, or guest ideas, please leave a comment on the Facebook page. Number 2, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps people find us. And number 3, if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone who would make a great guest, contact me through our Facebook page. This podcast is open to everyone. You don't need to be an expert, just passionate and want to see change. The opinions expressed by the host and guest are not associated with any employer or organization unless otherwise stated.